Hi, welcome to EpicTV Climbing Daily. Today we've got the full report on the Wide Boyz Pete Whittaker and Tom Randall climbing the Cobra crack in Squamish. British climbers Pete Whittaker and Tom Randall have been over in Squamish in Canada where they have repeated the desperate Cobra crack. This is a single pitch finger crack. It's on a beautiful small buttress of white granite. It's the only route on the buttress. The buttress is called the Cirque of the Uncrackables. It sort of goes up like this. It's really famous route, first climbed by Sonny Trotter. It's around 8C in difficulty. It's hard to grade being a crack. It's got a really classic undercut mono move like this. It's super hard. The guys have had really bad weather on their trip over to Canada, but they did manage to do the route.
Good, come on. Come on. Good. Good. Come on. Come on, Pete.
Come on. No.
Pete Whittaker climbed it first. He was struggling with the mono because he's got really fat fingers, and that left the pressure on for Tom Randall. Could he do it on their short trip as well? He managed to do it on their last climbing day of the trip. He was struggling a bit lower down on a rock over move. It all came together. They both ticked the route in the end. Super pleased for them. Nice work, guys. So Pete Whittaker and Tom Randall are the Wide Boyz. They got this nickname because they specialise in climbing wide cracks. A couple of years ago in 2011, they went over to America and they made the first ascent of Century Crack, which is a massive roof off-width in the desert, an amazing feature. It's probably the world's hardest off-width crack. They graded it around French 8C.
It's definitely, to our minds, the hardest off-width in the world, so it's the big prize to kind of go for, really. As you come up through that approach gully underneath it, you just look at it and it's just the most awesome thing I've ever seen. It literally just breaks your mind looking at it. You're like, oh my God.
For this, they trained for a couple of years back in Sheffield in the UK in their cellar on some wooden crack replicas. Really interesting stuff. They've now switched those replicas to thin finger crack replicas. The training has obviously paid off because now they've climbed the Cobra crack, one of the hardest finger cracks in the world. When I spoke to them earlier this week, they told me that neither Century Crack nor the finger crack was the end game for them. So they are training for something extra special. Maybe it involves both wide and finger techniques, we're not sure, but we're hoping to find out soon. That's it for today, but check back tomorrow for more news on EpicTV Climbing Daily. And if you've got something you want to see on the show, drop us a line on Facebook or Twitter.